Hi, Philip from GoBros here, and thanks for tuning in to another installment of Philip Plays. The app that I'm going to be playing today is Astronaut VR. I picked this app up on sale. I can't remember for how much, but its everyday price in the store right now is $1.99. So I'm going to put my headset on and give you a preview of what this app's all about. All right, here we are. So, kind of loud music again. Turn that down. Dang, it is really loud. I barely have my Go turned up. One thing, the font they use, Astronaut VR, makes me think of like Mars Attacks for some reason. Makes me think of like a shooter, and not like pretty a semi-serious astronaut simulator is kind of what this is. Now it looks like you have a bunch of different scenes, but it kind of plays out in order if you wanted to. I've only really tried Astronaut Pool and Moon Village. I think I'm gonna go ahead and jump all the way to Moon Village. So it's like you're in training and then you go to the moon. So hopefully no spoilers here, but I really want to talk about Moon Village and why I like it, okay? I mean, there's not really going to be spoilers per se. You're going to see some gameplay that maybe you would wait until you finish the other ones. But really, stay tuned in. You're not going to miss a whole lot, right? So this is kind of nice. Okay, it's easy to read. I previously reviewed an app on Y4 called Mars is a Real Place. The font and text on that was a bit easier to read, but I mean this works. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and click start. One thing right away is I was actually really surprised how near breathtaking it was. I mean, it kind of felt like you're standing on the moon. I mean, if you look at these textures, they're not super realistic. Okay, I mean, but looking around you, that's pretty cool. I'm not sure if that's the sun is to scale from here, but not being able to see stars, that's realistic. The Earth, though, I think the Earth's a bit too close, maybe 2 times too close. Maybe it just depends on where the moon is in its current orbit on the Earth. I don't know. But if it's not to scale, I can see why they did it that way, because otherwise you just have a little dot of the Earth out there, and this just makes it a much more impressive view. If I turn up my headset, you can hear, of course for you the volume didn't change, for me, but you can hear the breathing. So that gives you a little bit of immersion. One thing I feel like maybe they could have done is given you a way to close your visor. I guess if I wasn't looking at the sun, I wouldn't need that gold visor down, but I imagine if you were wearing the gold visor that an astronaut has to block from the sun, everything would be a little bit gold tinted. So that would be kind of a cool idea for that to come down, or maybe come down automatically as you turn towards the sun. I don't know. Developer, if you ever watch this, might be a fun little feature to put in there. One thing for playing this before, if you are new to VR, I don't really recommend this for you. Well, I mean, give it a shot, because some people when they're new to VR never have any problem with motion sickness. For me, it took me a little while to get my VR legs. VR legs means you just get used to being in VR. Like when I first started, the only apps I could ever do were sitting down apps or apps where you would teleport place to place. I never could do what this app does, which is free walk. Okay? Just putting my thumb on the touchpad and walking, looking to where I'm going. Even now, this app makes me a little bit nauseous. What is kind of cool is the ability to jump and hold forward. Okay, you get that kind of slightly weightless feeling. Talking kind of helps in the fact that I'm sitting up. When I first played this, I was in bed, and I got really nauseous. Where I do get more nauseous is as I'm landing. Like jumping up's not so bad. But if I look down while I'm landing, my body can't really deal with that. But in this part, you're trying to collect these rocks, and really playing this does make me a little bit nauseous. I wonder if this app doesn't do 72 hertz. Maybe that has something to do with it, because I mean I can play Rush and not get nauseous, but you want to collect these rocks
Roger, roll, Discovery.
That rock and roll discovery you just heard, you hear on every single level, as far as I know, every time you complete an objective. So eventually that'll get annoying. So it'd be nice if there was a couple other things. Can I swipe to rotate? I can't remember. Thought I could swipe left or right to rotate. I guess I can't. So I have to turn my body. All right, but it takes a while to collect these rocks. I'm gonna go ahead and collect them, but I'll skip ahead in the video.
Roger, roll, Discovery.
All right, while trying to get to the little moon village, I accidentally exited the app. I pressed the back button. I was trying to figure out a way to recenter my focus, because I could have sworn I played this originally in bed, and I was able to turn around and get to the moon village, but I couldn't get turned around, and I didn't want to be facing that way when I was in the moon village. But so I was trying to recenter, and I accidentally closed the app. So this is a pretty cool experience. If you've wanted to, I know that there's other, like I think there's an ISS space station one. When I first got the Oculus Go, I did, and I got really nauseous. This is a fun little app too. I mean, just jumping around the moon is kind of cool. It would be fun if like someone made a shooter and they had like a moon level where you could bounce around like that and shoot at each other. I can see in that terrain how that could be a lot of fun. Not that we need another shooter on the Oculus Go. But there are some things. I was kind of surprised this app is rated 4 stars. It seems like it's a pretty solid 4 stars in the store. There are a couple glitchy things, which maybe that's why it's not a 5-star. Like in the very first level, you're in a pool. Like astronauts would practice in a pool to be used to weightlessness. And it tells you at a certain point to swim to the shuttle. And my first time playing, I couldn't get it. I was in the shuttle, and I couldn't get it to trigger to say that I had completed that task. And so I just basically had to swim the whole length of the shuttle, and finally it triggered and it said something discovery, or whatever it always says. The little message that comes up, like if you notice when I was collecting the rocks, the little objective message kind of came up a little bit late. I think that objective message update needs to come up as soon as you collect the rock. But other than that, it's a pretty good experience. Kind of like when I reviewed the Mars is a Real Place. I mean, this is the same price as Mars in a Real Place. So if you're going to buy Mars is a Real Place, definitely buy this. I mean, it's $2. $2 to jump around the moon. I mean, that was a pretty, I mean, other developers might be like, well, I could have made that in 5-15 minutes. Well, I couldn't have. Okay. And it's pretty fun jumping around there. A little bit nauseating, but that's why astronauts have to practice on motion simulators, right? I can't imagine many of us would be able to go straight to the moon and bounce around and not get a little motion sick. Maybe I'm wrong. But this app's totally worth 4 stars, I think. Go check it out. Astronaut VR. Go out there and support your developers, and leave a comment if you checked out the app and how you felt. And if you did check out the app, be sure to leave a review for it, so the developer can take a look and decide if they want to put any more updates to the game, improve it, come out with a sequel. Who knows? All right, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Philip Plays, and I'll see you next time.